Now this is the final session. It's my session, and we have 30 minutes. We talk about. I talk about Hoshin Kanri, strategy deployment solution from Japan. So I talk about that. The reason why I choose is there is a reason. Uh, Before sharing my screen, I would like to brief that. Okay. So maybe I'll share a screen and talk about it. Uh, when we talk about manufacturing sector, what we hear is lean, TPM, TQM, EFQM, those things. Okay. So all those major concepts are adopted from Japanese concept. There is a special methodology where Japanese use for strategy. Okay, so when it basically strategy management is matured in the US and Europe, where they talk about the performance based or objective based. Okay, whereas the Japanese talk about process based. Okay, so before I start my presentation, I would like to give some briefing about me. I'm Shaik Abdul Khader, CEO of Data Labs India, product architect for Fru Strategy and Frusi. Frusi is a complete supply chain excellence suite where we have an ERP, manufacturing execution system, warehouse management, supply chain planning, and transportation and fleet management all together. Supply chain, we put it to Frusi mode stack, and we are helping multiple organizations to solve their typical supply chain and manufacturing and logistic problems. And Fru strategy is them to execute their strategies. That's where we come into picture. So let me share my screen. Let me choose the entire screen. Yeah. Okay. So basically, before I start, I would like to brief about one important thing is there are three top methodologies across the globe. One is the balance scorecard, the second is OKR, and the third is Hoshin Kanri. If you take it in general, balance scorecard is based on the performance management by performance. Okay. Then we have OKR. It's basically an extension of management by objectives. Okay. Then what is the difference is the Hoshin Kanri is a management by process or by means. So this is where the Japanese concept of lean, Six Sigma, TQM, TPM get aligned more towards that. The reason why I'm talking is the manufacturing organizations in India are mostly towards the lean and Six Sigma, TPM, TQM kind of thing. So why don't we put Hoshin Kanri on top of it so that it get aligned? So that's how that made me to think and present it that methodology to you. So this is my profile. I'm 30 plus years of experience. Okay, so if there is any question, please let me know. So basically, Hoshin Kanri is a combination of two things. One is some kind of strategy analysis, and then you have the Deming's plan, do, check, act. So this is a combination of these two. So that's the reason Hoshin Kanri took place. And basically, as you present in next 25 minutes, I will talk about how this methodology as in a holistic format. If there is any questions, I cannot see myself, so please let me know. Jyoti, maybe. So we talk about Hoshin Kanri basics. Then we talk about scanning, which is scanning of the market conditions. The plan part, it's a PDCA. Everybody knows about it. So plan part, how to design your strategies, do it, check, and act. And this plan, do, check, act will be done in Hoshin Kanri at all levels, at the strategy level, at planning level, at operations level. Okay. So what is Hoshin Kanri? The name is Like it's like a Hoshin is a compass needle and Kanri is a control. That's how it is a term. It came up. So compass management or direction management or policy deployment or policy management is the meaning of Hoshin Kanri. What it does basically is, so what is our destination and how are we going to get there? That's what Hoshin Kanri help you to do. So you have a vision, strategy, and execution. Okay. So basically, Hoshin planning means actually you have your innovations, your voice of customer, you have competitive environment. Basically, at the end of the day, all businesses do to meet your customer requirement or customer expectation. So these customer expectations come into strategy, and then this will be deployed through breakthrough objectives. So you need to do some breakthrough objectives to deliver this strategy and to achieve this will help you to achieve world class performance. How it does is it aligns for key things: your strategy, your processes, your people, and systems. Okay, so this is how the Hoshin Kanri aligns. There is a methodology how to do that, and then you will get a process excellence. Okay, so without Hoshin Kanri, it looks like this. With Hoshin Kanri, it looks like this. I'm not promoting it, but that's how it is. So it generated or it started in 1950s by Yoji Akao, professor, and then it is adopted by Toyota and other major organizations. And from 70s onwards, it spread to Western. 80s onwards, it spread to Western countries. It's one of the methodology where you are, if you are using Lean, Six Sigma kind of thing, Hoshin Kanri sit on top of it. Okay, it's very important. I know it's very heavy slide. Don't worry, I'll try to stick to this. Uh, make it very meaningful things, and this I will talk about like few minutes. Basically, Hoshin Kanri roadmap is you have a scan, plan, do, check, act. So what it does is in the scanning, so it analyze it help you to analyze external and internal analysis, create value proposition to give your customer, and then formulate strategies. This is your strategy part. Then plan, define. See here, basically, when you are doing when you are executing your strategy, it is called experiment. Okay, I think it's a nice word actually. So when you are doing your strategy, you will do some experiments. Either it could be a product, or it could be a process, or it could be a people. You do experiments. Okay, so you design your experiments in such a way to achieve your strategy. So, and there is a template. They in Japanese, basically they, without any template, without any proper process, they don't do anything. So there is a template called X matrix, which will help you to design your plan, develop your plan, and then you will charter this plan. Okay, for the policy deployment, like in strategy execution, you charter it and assign to the teams. Okay, so you need to have your strategy in place, your experiments. The outcome of your strategy is experiments, and this will be communicated through X matrix and then through team charters. Like, that's how it is. Now in this I will talk about this. So in the planning stage, there are 4 levels of management. You see here: value stream managers, middle managers, operational supervisors, and then staff and associates. See, the senior leaders are called value stream managers. They keep adding, they look at the value streams. How does the value is added in the organization at the small level or at the supply chain level? Okay, so they are the value stream manager for the organization. This is the top managers. Middle managers, who are like a tactical managers or operational managers, and then the ground level managers. So what they do is they have their way. I'll talk about this later. And then once you do the plan, there is a structured way how this plan is cascaded. That's a very big difference between any other methodology and Hoshin Kanri. It is called catch ball. That means you cascade your KPI measures from the top and also link from the bottom. I think that's a very, very big major change when you compare to other methodologies. There is a structured way to do that. Okay. In the do part, so there are two things like the coaching from the Hoshin team, okay, and then actions. And then in the check and act, so you have a review meetings, how to do that. So there is a complete special way of thinking. Maybe it's not a review, just like a review meeting. There is some specific things you need to do as part of when you do the checking and act. So when you do the act, so you take corrective actions or whatever. So you institutionalize the change. Okay, so whatever you try to do it, you institutionalize the change. It's very heavy slide. Don't worry. I talk about this. See, when I elaborate the plan part, okay, so what I do is I do the mission vision statements and long-term strategy. Long-term strategy means 5, 10, 30 years, 100 years. So this is how Japanese do. So you have a long-term strategy. After 50 years or 30 years, what is going to come. That's the way of thinking. Whether it is correct or not, you can tell based on their successful organizations like Toyota or Mitsubishi or whatever. So you can see them like Honda and whatever. Okay. So basically, you do the Hoshin team is your top team, which is your value stream team. You can leaders, value stream leaders are part of Hoshin team. So what happens is build midterm strategy and annual Hoshin. Midterm strategy means it's a 3 to 5 years. Annual Hoshin means for 1 year. Okay, the terminology. Okay, so that's how this Hoshin team does. 3 to 5 years, you identify your strategy, and then you make the forecast results, and then you have what are the key things you need to achieve this 3 to 5 years. You write it, and then annual plan. You cascade that 3 to 5 year plan to 1 year, and then make it like a 6 months, 6 to 12 months plans with the initiatives. Okay, what does this tactical team does is the tactical team, operational team, and ground level team. They cascade your whatever you have done here in the Hoshin team. They cascade, which is the catch ball. Okay, they put the responsibilities and what they need to do it, and how it look like. I'll talk about as we go on. Okay, so this is the basically Hoshin Kanri roadmap. Okay, so basically when we talk about Hoshin Kanri, we talk about experiments. What does that experiments means? What is it long-term strategy? So how your organization will look in 5 to 10 years, 100 years, also 3 to 5 years, annual Hoshin. Then what is interesting is your tactics, your operations. Here you see action items. What is the project from 1 week to 3 months? That is called Kaikaku. And then Kaizen, which is continuous improvements kind of thing. Okay, so the backbone of Hoshin Kanri is A3 reporting. So for everything, there is a reporting template, which is very important because it is started in 1950s. It is a manual A3 paper where you do that. So A3I for competitive information, A3X, which is the most important for X matrix. Okay, then you have a team charter, status reports, summary status reports, and problem solving reports. These are all the reporting formats in Hoshin Kanri. Now let us take very, very quickly each step, like scan, plan, do, check, act, very quickly. Okay, so it's like you do mission, vision, values, and long-term strategy. I'm not going to talk more about it. Okay, so you identify what is required. Basically, in the strategic thinking, there is another strategist, Kenichi Ohme, who is one of the world famous strategist for Japan, from McKinsey. Actually, he wrote a lot of books. So one of book is strategic thinking, which is very popular. So what he said is, when you are mechanical thinking, it works like that. When you have intuition, so local optimization. Strategic thinking connects different things and come up with a innovative solution. If you don't do strategic thinking, Maybe you do the shortcuts and then you don't achieve the results. Like the strategic thinking process go all the way like this and then go for implementation. Now, what we do is we don't apply all the components of strategy, okay, while formulating strategies. We don't do that. We just directly jump into conclusion and then let us do that. So that is sometimes we are lucky, sometimes we may not be lucky. So Japanese have a very solid process to do the strategic thinking. That is very important. When you do shortcuts, you will end up into a problem. Okay. So Kenichi Ohme, he talks about three things like customers, company, and then competitors. So he talk about these three things. So how these customers, our company, and then the competitors. So he come up with the model with that. So before that, you need to identify your customer segments. Proper customer segmentation is there. So then you have your dimension. If you take these customer, competition, and company as three dimensions matrix, which block you belong and how you do that. So you need to identify that. Without identifying that, you will be doing everything without any proper focus. So it will create a big problem for you. You may be thinking that I'm working hard, but you don't know really exactly which block you belong to. So until you do that, so there are different strategies, like four basic strategies for different kind of organization. If it is a new, if it is existing, then you have different. I'm not going to talk about that more, but I will share something. So there are different strategy tools. So like porters, product matrix, the market. So one I like is like he talk about in the Hoshin Kanri. Usually these six are talk about, but you can do whatever you want to do. Like porters, product market matrix, market technology matrix, value stream PNL. This is I like this, and value stream maps and precedence diagnostics. So these are all top six tools which usually Hoshin Kanri uses. Okay, so when you have a strategy analysis like Pestel, SWOT, or something, each analysis gives you something. So you identify what is that. Okay, you properly matrix them, and then you this will help you to make a decisions. Okay, I just skip this. There is a template how to do a product market. So we everybody talk about product market fit. So that's how it is. This is very important. Which block you go? Okay, it looks like this. If there is one shipping industry, so these are all customer groups. These are all types, and then where is that matrix? And then what is attractiveness of the industry? Key products, and then the key markets. So if it matches, so this will tell you how this product market fit take place. And then market technology matrix, you can do that. Okay. Value stream PNL, which is one important thing is don't take overheads, administrative expenses. Directly, it's a development cost, production cost, material cost, conversion cost. Okay. So value stream profit, you take up that and then you plan it. Don't include administrative overhead costs. There is a reason. Okay. So you might be thinking that how can we ignore that? That's where the lean comes. So you need to be lean. So no wastages. Okay. So reduce waste. That's how it will drive you to lean organization. Okay. So you come up with a PNL for next 3 to 5 years. Value stream mapping. I'll talk about this. So value stream mapping is you have a current state and future state at the operational level, at the organizational level. So at the organization level, you need to really identify what are the key. It's a current value stream and then future value stream, not at the operation level. Usually we talk about at the shop floor level or kind of thing. Here we talk about the whole organization level value stream, and then you try to come up with your future state. That is one of the analysis you need to do as part of your scan. Okay. Then the reason why value stream analysis it should do is there are 11 wastes as part of Toyota production system or any other things. There are 11 deadly wastes like Tim Wood, what we call, everybody knows about this. So you need to reduce them. Okay, so you need to be leaner organization to do that. So there is a one method called President's Diagnostic. It's very old, but it is very popular. So look at the holistic way to organize the analysis, the organization. Okay, so this will help you to deeply embed Hoshin Kanri into the policy deployment, where you can really understand where you can add you have a problems as a holistic. Okay, this is called personal diagnostics. I will show some example maybe. So A3I template is for your analysis, strategy analysis. It looks like this. Okay, so when you have a competitive information, you can have something like templates are most important in machine country. Now let us go to plan part very quickly. So when you talk about midterm strategy, you have like you need to really do what it takes. So from next 3 to 5 years, what is a gap? We can also call it as a value gap, and how you achieve. Okay, so how to achieve, and what are the breakthrough objectives. So to achieve this, there are some breakthrough objectives you need to close. This is very important. So identifying breakthrough objectives to achieve your strategic results is a core of your Hoshin country. So once you have that, so you can have a prioritize them, sequence them to achieve your strategies, which is can be used A3 matrix, X matrix. This is very important. So this all strategy Hoshin country plan need to be communicated through one template, which is A3X template. So where we talk about like you have your long-term view, your annual views, your initiatives, and then your people who are connected. I think I will show you one example. Okay, maybe I'll show you one example later. So this is annual plan. So when you are talking about annual plan, it is same thing as your 3 to 5 years, but for 1 year. So how to achieve that? You prioritize, and then exactly now here talk about the KPIs. So in the annual plan, you talk about KPIs, how to achieve that. You need to properly plan and achieve. Okay. So this is when you are trying to deploy, you need to identify resources. What are the things? Now here you see the A3X matrix. So this is your breakthrough objective for 3 to 5 years. Annual breakthrough objectives. This is initiatives, projects. So what are the things? And then your resources. Okay. And then you have responsibility, your team. How much your how much you want to what are the KPIs you want to achieve. Okay, and then what are the resources? Everything comes into one template for 1 year. So you have earlier 3 to 5 years one, now it is 1 year. Now this is cascaded to the tactical levels and the operational levels, and then the ground level. That is called catchable. That we talk about next. So I will show you in the limited time. So this is how we can see it. There is a template for this, like this. You have a problem team charter. So you can have a team charter theme like this. Okay. Now catch ball is very important. This is one slide which is very important. You see here, Hoshin team, you have A3X and A3T teams, and then it is tactical. You three have A3X, then operational teams. So this is how it is done is the difference. Okay, here there is a way how to do that. Okay, they have done. There is some process to do that. It's not that. So they propose, the Hoshin team propose, and they validate it, and they both agree. Likewise, at each level, they agree. It's a two-way process. So they have to agree. Then once they agree, that means it is done. Now everything is connected. Now in other the methodologies, even in the balance scorecards, the how the KPIs and measures are cascaded, it's not so strong as Hoshin country. I know I am a balance scorecard certified engineer, but I can tell you that the catchable concept in Hoshin country is much more strong as far as the cascading is concerned. Okay, so likewise, but if you want to do the funds allocation, so you have a limited budget. So how you fund? fund them. That is very, very critical. Okay, so you need to fund them based on the results you are expecting. So when in the do stage, now plan, do. Okay, so execute strategies. You have teams to do that. Okay, so you allocate the Hoshin team, tactical team, operation team, action teams. Okay, then there is a responsibilities in each team. For example, if you are doing a design for Six Sigma for concurrent engineering, it has all the way team charters, and then where you do the improvements kind of thing. Okay, likewise, I skip this. Create a check. So plan over, do over, check. Now, when it comes to check, it's again there is a A3X matrix where you see the difference between Hoshin Kanri and others. No blame environment, manage visually, A3 reporting, and review meetings. This is the difference. If you look at the template, it looks same. Maybe balance scorecard, object, OKRs, and everything looks same, but the method, how it is done, is different. So no blame environment, manage visually, A3 reporting, and review meetings. So no blame. Nobody should be blamed. Okay. So you should be really have a acceptance culture. So you need to take responsibility and then encourage. If there is a mistake, you accept. You will take the responsibility, but nobody will blame you. They support you likewise. Okay. This is the visual. You see here, visual dashboards. You have Hoshin at the organization level. So you have all the things mentioned here. Then you have a tactical. Then you have a supply chain. You have a manufacturing. You have engineering kind of thing. You have a visual management. How you can see exactly right from the mission vision. Then you have ocean country reports, the catch ball process. Then you have all the way. So you can see the complete management. Okay, visual management pyramid. You can see how that responsibilities also take place. The template for summary reporting, it's not like any template, so it's very clear. Okay, so you have a background, you have a target statement, implementation status, impact, unresolved issues. This is the template you should follow for summary report. And then special summary report, you need to follow this. Okay, you have a special summary report, and then you have a problem solving report. This is very important. So this is your problem statement, target. So everything is systematic in Hoshin Kanri methodology. Okay, so basically there is a review meetings, how to do that. This is plan, do, scan, plan, do. Now we are talking about check. So here in the check, what is the most important part is the reviews, and then how you do that. Like, so PDCA 5 rules of lean DNA is like standard processes and standardized work, zero ambiguity, flow the process, speak the data, develop leaders who are teachers. This is very important. Okay, so here one important point is develop leaders in the check statement. So there is I don't have time, otherwise I would have taken you a deep dive in the transformation layer, but I'll just skip that part for now. In the act statement, okay, so you standardize the work. Okay, so this is 7 experiments of Hoshin, and then who is involved and how you standardize the standardized work, level A, level B, level C. You give the leadership. Okay, then you standardize all the processes. So that one important point is the coaching is one important point of the in Hoshin Kanri, we call it sensi. So you need to really have somebody who can coach you. And this I would like to talk about window analysis. Let us say the difference is, if you have two teams like A and B teams, there is something we always hear like back to square one, right? So when we have something roll back, we call it as a back to square one. The same concept is here. You see here, and A and B both are there. Who effective is practicing, and he is also practicing. Both are square one. If A is not practicing and B is practicing, then B reminds and coaches A back to square one. Similarly, like it's in individuals, it's a teams, it's a departments. So everybody have a culture of window analysis, where if somebody talks, if they are not performing well, bring them to the square one. Okay, the goal of lean enterprise culture. So that is very important. Okay, so you need to have a sensei, lean master coach, to help you. Okay, so without coach, it will be very difficult. So coach has a responsibility to moderate and everything. Okay, I think that's my take. Uh, so Hoshin Kanri will create set of strategic objectives, and then all other things like Lean, Six Sigma, and all things ability to achieve the strategic objectives. That's how it is. So these are all some literature. I think, in my opinion, this is the best one. The first one, Thomas Jackson, and then the Mind of Strategists. These two are the best one. But if you want to really understand what is the difference between Balanced Scorecard and Hoshin Kanri, you read this Randy Christensen. Okay, and then if you want to understand value stream mapping, this is one. I think this is by the founder actually. So you need to see how this work. Okay. Some important thing is everything is PDCA at the top management, line managers, working teams. So there is a comparison of Hoshin Kanri and Balanced Scorecard. So contextually, data-wise, both are same. But only thing is the methodology and then responsibilities wise, it's a difference. And then in A3 problem solving template, how Japanese do is enter low into the market, expand, and then win the world. That's how Japanese do. Okay. And this is a balanced scorecard way to do it. But I relate this to Hoshin Kanri. So you have a scan part, then the plan part, then the do part, the check and act. So basically, it's also, when I compare balance scorecard, which is from 1992 onwards, and which is Hoshin Kanri is 1950, both are same. Only thing is the way it is focused. In the balance scorecard, it is focused more on the performance. In the Hoshin Kanri, it is focused more on the process. Whereas in the OKR, objectives and key results, it is more focused more on objectives. Okay. Likewise, I think that's my take. I'm done with my time. If any questions, I'll do that. Okay. This is, I know this is not something time does not support. It's very important topic, very limited time, so I need to really take it up. Yeah. So thank you, Faisal Saab. This is very important concept. I think we need to understand how this help Indian organizations or any other organizations who want to adopt Japanese concepts of Lean, Six Sigma, and other management methodologies. Hoshin Kanri could be a cap on top of it, and this could be definitely a very important topic, methodology. And it cannot be definitely covered in 30 minutes. I try to do that. At the high level, it's a scan, plan, do, check, act at all the levels. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any questions, please write to me. Okay, so I am available to answer your questions. Okay. So let us take it forward, and I thank all participants and speakers. Every speaker has contributed very well on their topics, and then I take this opportunity for the event organizers, Jyoti and others who done hard work to engage this. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good time. Look forward for next event, next successful event. Thank you very much, and goodbye.